Hiya, I'm Martha and this is how I'd spend 48 hours in Ynys Môn.
Ynys Môn is an island sitting just off the north coast of Wales, known for its beaches, its history and its coastline. It's around 4 hours from London, 2 to 3 hours from Liverpool or Manchester, and it's the perfect place for a weekend away all year round. I'm meeting local author, presenter and musician Catrin Angharad Jones to talk about what makes Ynys Môn so special. We're walking towards the bridge, one of the most scenic routes on the island.
So Catrin, diolch am fod yn dro fi heddiw.
Diolch Martha, llyfod.
So da ni'n eistedd fan hyn, just o blaen Bont Borth, a dwi wedi croesi hwnna sawl gwaith yn y car i fel teulu felly, a wastad yn pasio'r arwydd Môn Mam Cymru.
Môn Mam Cymru, mae'n dathlu yn blwydd Lenny, dydy 200 oed. Yndi, mae'n dal i fynd.
So ni eisiau gofyn chdi, os wyt ti'n gwybod fatha merch yr Ynys, be di hanes yr enw yna?
Môn Mam Cymru, wel, o'r chydig dwi'n all yn dweud, mae'n tarddu o'r Oesoedd Canol. A'r syniad yma o Môn fel Ynys yn morol am Weddill Cymru fel fysa mam, ti'n bod, yn yr ystyr bod y tir yma ac yn enwog am fod yn cynhyrchu cnwd, ti'n bod, amrywiaeth o gnwd ag ati, a bod y syniad o gynhaliaeth i Weddill Cymru.
So yn dy waith di ag prosiectau creadigol sy'n ti'n mynd ymlaen a falle, ti'n teimlo fatha bod byw ar yr Ynys a diwylliant yn Ynys Môn, di siapio chdi dy person a di'n rhan o pwy ti heddiw?
Yn bendant, sy'n fod yn enwedig o'r ochr gerddorol, ar ochr sgwennu straeon plant. Dwi'n teimlo bod yr ysbrydoliaeth yn gry o ran y tirwedd yma'n Ynys Môn, ti'n fod yna wedi cael ysboilio, mae gennym ni beth anhygol, fel traethau yn does, mae yna goedwigoedd yma, Mynydd Parys, ti'n fod, dwi'n meddwl am y llefydd o'n i'n mynd yn blentyn am dro ag ati, yn chwarae mor ladron ar y traethau, ti'n fod, y mor fyrynion, yn fwystfilod yn Mynydd Parys ag ati. Da ni wedi cael ysboilio yma fel plant, ti'n fod, fel pobl yr Ynys, a mae o bendant sy'n ysbrydoli i o ran beth dwi'n gwneud fel sesiynau creadigol a beth dwi'n greu fel gwaith creadigol.
Ac os oes ti yn gweld rhywun yn dod wan am 48 awr, dyda, neu am gwpl o ddyddiau i Ynys Môn, beth sy'n deud sa top tips chdi iddyn nhw o lefydd i fynd, be maen nhw angen gweld yma?
O, tos o gymaint yma yn does, ti'n fod, byswn i'n deud, o ran beth sy'n unigryw Ynys Môn, lle un o'r pethau mwyaf unigryw yma, di Melin Llynnon, ti'n fod, mae'r unig felin dwi'n mynd yma yng Nghymru sydd dal i weithio, sydd dal i gael, i'w defnyddio y fel oedd i fod yn ei hanfod chi i greu blawd ag ati, falu gwenith, fanos o'n i dweud, a ma' yna rhyw ddanteithion yna hefyd, felly ti eisiau'r fath felys, ma' yna di'r lle i fynd. Os o'n i'n awgrymu Mynydd Parys, o'n i'n deud Ynys Llanddwyn, so par clodiad y gawres, dyna jyst gymaint does, o ddewis yma yn ddibynnol ar be ti eisiau hanes, ti eisiau diwylliant, a bob dim yma.
Da, watch ymlaen i exploreo bach.
Sio, ie di dy hun fatha, mae yna ddigon yma i chdi.
Diolch yn fawr, nai.
To really understand Ynys Môn, you need to see it from the water. I took a rib ride all around the island. I was lucky enough to catch some amazing wildlife and go into some caves. Porthaethwy has a high street that's full of independent shops, local produce and a real sense of community. Dylan's is a local restaurant which also has a deli on the high street.
So nice to meet you, Dottie. So you have a lot of local produce on sale here in the deli. Are a lot of them produced here on Anglesey?
Yeah, particularly our own products, because we don't white label. Everything's made from scratch. It has Dylan's label on it, and most of that is made in Llangefni, where we have our own sauce kitchen and bakery. So with like sweet things as well, like fudge as well is also made there, and it all comes out to us every day, and then we sell it here in Menai Bridge.
Lovely. So you're one of the business here on the main street in Porthaethwy. Do you feel there's like a community feel between the independent businesses?
Oh, 100% definitely. Next door, the hardware store, they come in every day for their coffee. It's really, really lovely. If I haven't got anything, I'll send them across the road to the other deli shop. It's a really nice environment here in Menai Bridge. Yeah, very grateful to be here.
Just down the coast from Porthaethwy is Beaumaris, a seaside town full of colour, independent shops and great food. And if you want an amazing view of the Menai and the mountains of Eryri, just head down the pier.
One of my favourite beaches is Rhosneigr. On the west coast of Ynys Môn, it's a great place to catch the sunset. We're staying at the Sandy Mount for the night. It's a real treat. Good food, great atmosphere, with the sea just outside. Not a bad way to end day one. We're starting day 2 with a proper treat, a Ynys Môn seaweed bath. Founded in 1997, Ynys Môn takes seawater from the Menai Strait and turns it into one of Wales's best-known exports and is still made right here on Ynys Môn.
Next on the list is National Trust property Plas Newydd. It may look familiar to you if you've seen the film Mad Fabulous, inspired by the life of the 5th Marquess of Anglesey, one of the estate's most colourful residents.
Inside, you'll find a dramatic mural by Rex Whistler, a surreal panoramic scene that's become one of the house's most talked about features. Today, the house and its gardens are a great place to grab an ice cream and admire the view of Afon Menai across to the mainland. There's a great treehouse and an adventure playground too.
If you want to explore more of Ynys Món's art scene, head over to Oriel Môn. Here you'll find the works of one of Wales's most iconic artists, Cyffin Williams.
I'd time your visit with lunch so you can have something from the popular cafe.
So Ian, lyflu cyfarfod chdi. Ers faint ti'n rhedeg fan hyn?
So mae syniad y bocs wedi dod ers tua 4 mlynedd. Mae gen i fi bocs ceffylau wedi cael ei drawsnewid i mewn i fatha bar symudol, so dyna wedi cefndir enw'r cwmni. Ar ôl tua blwyddyn yna hwnnw, ddoth cyfle i gymryd drosodd y caffi y faman Oriel Môn, a nath ni'n benderfynu o pam lai mynd amdano fo, gweld be ddigwyddith, a wedyn da ni'n mynd o'n ers yn Eryri.
Dwi'n newydd gael coffee cake, fan i fi ddweud, oedd hwnna'n stunning. A ni eisiau holi chdi, chos bod ni yma wan am 48 awr yn Ynys Môn. Os yna rhywun yn dod am gwpl o ddyddiau, be di'r top llefydd chi'n deithio mae rhaid chdi weld yn Ynys Môn?
Wel, swn i bendant yn dod i fama i gael brecwast, neu afternoon tea. A wedyn mynd am dro ar hyd llwybr arfordir. Mae hwnna'n lyflu, mae'n wastad, ond dim os pa rhan ewch chi, mae'n rhywbeth lyflu i weld yn bob rhan o hwnnw. Swn i wedi weld y bont hefyd bendant, so hwnna'n un peth o pobl licio cael tynnu llun ar hwnna ar Instagram dydy.
Yndi.
Ie, lot o bethau gwahanol i wneud.
Lyflu. Diolch yn fawr.
Then we head north to visit Mynydd Parys, a landscape that feels almost otherworldly. Mynydd Parys was once one of the richest copper mines in the world. In the 18th century, it transformed this quiet corner of Ynys Môn into a global centre for industry. The copper mined here was shipped from nearby Amlwch, powering everything from ships to industry across the world. From here, we head west to Parc Morglawdd Caergybi, recently redeveloped and now a place to walk, play and take in the Irish Sea. A trip to Ynys Môn wouldn't be complete without a visit to Ynys Lawd, known in English as South Stack, one of the most iconic views in Cymru. Perched on the cliffs, it's also home to thousands of seabirds, including palod, gwilogod and dracinod.
For our final stop, we're heading to the harbourfront in Caergybi, the perfect place to grab a bite to eat with one of the best views in Ynys Môn.
We had 48 hours in Ynys Môn and it still feels like we've only just scratched the surface. We've walked under Bont Menai, explored the independent businesses of Porthaethwy and Beaumaris, took in Ynys Món's coastline from the water, spent the night at Rhosneigr's stunning sandy mount, took a cleansing dip at Ynys Môn, strolled through the grounds of Plas Newydd, popped into Oriel Môn for lunch at a box, visited the unique Mynydd Parys and followed the coastal path from Morglawdd Caergybi, then headed down to Ynys Lawd and finished the trip off with a lovely meal at Caergybi's harbourfront restaurant.